A few things that I would like to share in terms of learnings would be, you need to be sure of what you want to do. Unfortunately, in India, I don't know the scenario abroad, but unfortunately in India, women manipulate the gender. Only when they want to show their strength, they would show, otherwise they always like to be the weaker sex. I am a bichari. Self-pity. When you want to know about your rights, you want to be equal. But when it comes to standing in a queue, you like a separate line. Why? When we talk about strength and equality, equality has to be there everywhere, in every sphere. Why would you like to manipulate in a scenario like that? In all situations, every time, in fact, let me also share another experience where one of the image consultants came to me, and this is what I always share during the presentation. One of the image consultants came to me and she said that I have a client, she's a homemaker. And she says that my mother doesn't, my children don't listen to me and my husband doesn't respect me. The first question that I had for this person was that when was the last time your client looked like a mother and looked like a wife? If you don't have the authority, the visual authority, you don't have the confidence. And that is where you need to realize that it is very important, and that is where how Judith correlates visual appearance. It is very, very essential and very, very important to realize that first and foremost, you need to look the part. It is very, very essential to ensure that whatever role you are playing, it is not necessary that you need to look the part only when you're going out. You need to look the part even at home. The answer to the question when I asked that when was the last time she looked like a mother and she looked like a wife, in terms of clothing, what she used to wear at home was only nighties or tracks and t-shirts. And when you look like another child in the house, how are you expected to be treated? You would be treated in a similar manner by your child, and you would be treated like a child by your husband. So then how do you expect people to respect you? You need visual authority. At the same time, when we are talking about weaker sex, let's not call ourselves as weaker sex. We have the brains. We have the ability. We are nowhere less than anybody else. Because weakness is a state of mind. If you think you are weak, you will always be weak. You will continue to be weak. If I thought I was useless all throughout my life, I wouldn't have been here. It is very, very important to realize that you have it in you. And that is what keeps you going. Therefore, when you decide to do something, you need to be very sure that is this your calling. If it is not your calling, then don't take the first step. But if you've already taken the first step, it is only after thinking and thinking that, yes, this is what I want to do. Second thing, you need to plan and see that what are the steps that you're likely to take to fulfill your goals, to fulfill your dreams. You need to be very, very methodical, very, very organized, very, very systematic. It is very essential to first think about all these things here and then act upon it. Third most important thing, once you have identified what you want to do, are you ready to give your 100%? If you're not sure of it, don't get into it. Because if you get into it half-heartedly, or if you have many other things to undertake, then you will not be able to do justice to yourself as well as to your profession. So you need to be absolutely sure of it. The next important learning would be, are you ready to prioritize your dream over other activities? Because in India, unfortunately, a normal Indian lady has many other things to do. How good are you in terms of planning your life? You have so many situations, so many circumstances that you need to come across. You need to ask yourself these questions. Am I a good planner? Am I a good organizer? Will my family understand me? If they don't understand me, do I have the capability to make them understand? The next thing that you must keep in mind is that after you have undergone the entire process, you need to ask yourself, how good am I? How confident I am in taking up the assignments? How confident would I be in applying these concepts on myself first and then on the others? Have I applied these concepts on myself throughout my learning? Have I been able to get all the answers for all the questions that are going on in my mind? These are the most important questions that you need to ask yourself. Application of concept, if it is not there, then there is no learning, unless and until that learning is applied on yourself first. All these colors that you see on me today is all thanks to Judith. I was a person who used to only live in beige, off-whites, and blacks. These colors have come only after the learnings that I've got from Judith. And trust me, it was not all that easy. You need to first, before you fight with the whole world, you need to fight with your own mind. It is very, very important to tell yourself and to ask yourself that, am I prepared? If you are prepared with yourself in your own mind, only then you are prepared for the entire world. And that is only by learning and learning and learning. That is the only way to become successful. Because if you get the opportunity and if you don't perform as it is, you know what would be the end result. Have a strong grip on the subject, not only in terms of theory, but also in terms of practicality, in terms of application. There is a very, very interesting saying that the eyes are useless when the mind is blind. And that is what you need to understand as an image consultant. Please ensure that whatever you do, you are the best. And today, we are in competition. And let me tell you, as far as my learning goes, first, I compete with myself. Each time I do better and better, I get a sense of a high. And only then I'm able to improvise. Every time you see and you realize and you look back, you should get a feeling that yes, I have been able to achieve much more than probably last time. I have been able to do much better in terms of training than probably last time. And you would realize it yourself. You don't need to ask anything to anyone else. How was I? Ask yourself, stand in front of the mirror and ask, how was I? You'll get the answer. Get into the roots, which is the most essential thing. And start from bottom to top, not in the reverse manner. Because again, if you start from top to bottom, there is a possibility of falling down straight on your face. So it is very, very essential that you grow like this. a few things that I would like to share here. But before that, again, a very, very important learning. Do you know that people don't die with disease? They die because of ignorance. Because they have not been able to take care of themselves. Because they have not been able to follow up with their physical illness. And that is what we must keep in mind. It is very, very important to realize your potential before it's too late. It is very, very important to understand that I have it in me. It is very, very essential to realize that I was born with brains and I still have them. And it is very important to realize that I need to continue using my brains. If I don't do that, let me tell you, let me also share with you that most of us give away our lives because of our families. And eventually, what we get to hear is that, Mom, you're just a housewife. You don't know it. Mom, you don't come to my parent-teachers meeting because you can't speak well. Mom, please be at home because I don't think that you can interact as well as the father can. It is very essential to understand that I am a human being, I am intelligent, I am capable, and I am an individual who can prove to the whole world that yes, I exist. A few lines that I would like to share with you. If your passion gives you sleepless nights, it means that you're progressing. If you dream of color combinations and body variations, it means that you're progressing. If your words inspire others to change, it means that you're progressing. If you feel happy when you look at yourself in the mirror, it means that you're definitely progressing.